The FBI and police are searching for an infant that was reported missing by her father after finding the child's mother shot to death in their Wichita home. Police say the father, who's not considered a suspect, arrived home from work Thursday afternoon and found the mother, 27-year-old Laura Abarca, shot. He also informed police that his 7-day-old daughter, Sofia, was missing. He immediately called 911. Police are appealing to the public for help.
We've got dispatch's help. We got you guys' help. I mean, you guys had it out within minutes. Social media has been amazing. So, like I said, that's what we need to focus on is that little girl.
Police said numerous family members, friends, and co-workers have been interviewed, but so far they have no suspects and no arrests have been made.
Police say this woman is responsible for the murder of a Wichita mother and the kidnapping of a Wichita newborn.
It all ended Saturday morning, Doug, when SWAT officers knocked in the doors of this home behind me, woke up the entire neighborhood and found this baby girl inside, along with the suspect who, get this, we're learning now, police actually had back in July, but let slip away.
They blew in that one, and because the front door was laid straight out. I had a hole in it.
David Darden ran outside Saturday at 4:30 a.m. to the sound of percussion grenades.
You know how a shotgun sounds when it goes off? Was about 3 times that.
SWAT teams kicking indoors looking for week-old baby Sofia and the woman they say kidnapped her, 34-year-old Yesenia Sesmas.
They had all this lit up. I seen the lady get handcuffed. And my other brother comes in, he said, I seen her wrap a baby up, take it out.
Police have been searching for baby Sofia since Thursday when she disappeared from her home in Wichita after they say Sesmas shot the girl's 27-year-old mother in the head. But we've learned officers have been looking for Sesmas since July. Documents showing she was arrested for 2 counts of aggravated battery and kidnapping. They had her in jail, but couldn't finalize the charges in time to keep her there. When the warrants were ready, they couldn't find her.
I've never seen nothing like that before.
Neighbors here say she's only lived in this home for a few months, during which police say she planned it all. And investigators in Kansas again saying that during her time here, she was actually faking that pregnancy in order to plan this, supposedly. Neighbors here, though, said they didn't know anything about that the woman lived here with another man, and they kept to themselves.
Sesmas had faked a pregnancy over the last several months and then had traveled to Wichita, Kansas, where she committed the murder and the kidnapping of Sofia.
Working with Dallas officers and the FBI to get a search warrant, the SWAT teams stormed a home in Dallas early Saturday,
where baby Sofia Gonzalez was found inside of the residence, and she was safe. 3
other people inside the home, according to police. They were taken in for questioning, including the boyfriend of Sesmas, her son, and a niece. But police do not believe they were aware of this alleged plot. Wichita police believe that Sesmas did know Laura Abarca, but they haven't elaborated on how.
We are still going through that as of right now. We believe that they have known each other for a few years.
We do know that Sesmas did live in Wichita at one point. Records show that she lived in Wichita as recently as 2013 and again in 2014. And investigators believe she returned to Texas in the last few months. This case now goes to the district attorney for potential charges upcoming in the case.
With first-degree murder and ag kidnapping charges pending.
You're Ms. Sesmas?
Señorita Sesmas?
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, you have 2 cases.
Señora, usted tiene 2 casos.
You're charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree.
74 lo acusan de un cargo de homicidio en el primer grado.
1 count of kidnapping.
Un cargo de secuestro.
And 1 count of interference with parental custody.
Y un cargo de interferencia con custodia parentesco.
Your appearance bond is set at the amount of $2 million.
Su fianza de comparecer está programada en la cantidad de $2 millones.
You're charged with 3 counts of attempted kidnapping.
2-0 lo acusan de 2 cargos de secuestro con agravantes.
2 counts of aggravated battery.
2 cargos de asalto con agravantes.
1 count of robbery.
Un cargo de robo.
And 1 count of theft.
Y un cargo de robo. Un cargo de hurto y otro cargo de robo, perdón.
Your appearance bond in that case is set at the amount of $200,000.
Su fianza de comparecencia está programada en la cantidad de $200,000 en ese caso.
A woman from Texas who reportedly murdered a young mother and stole her baby was living in the U.S. illegally when she was released from a Kansas jail earlier this summer. Yesenia Sesmas was released before immigration had a chance to request that she be held pending further investigation. U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement said that her name was on a list of arrests and didn't see her name until the following day. By that time, she had already been released.
Sesmas told police in Dallas she had a miscarriage and never told anyone she lost the baby. In a jailhouse interview in 2016, Sesmas told a Spanish TV station that the victim had agreed to turn over her newborn daughter, but backed out of the deal at the last moment. Prosecutors said Sesmas planned to flee to Mexico to raise Abarca's baby as her own with her boyfriend.
Behind a glass partition at the Dallas County Jail, Yesenia Sesmas explained she brought baby Sofia to Dallas to raise her as her own. Not before authorities say the woman shot the newborn's 27-year-old mother in the head at her Kansas home.
I just wanted to threaten her if she wouldn't give her to me, but the gun went off.
Sesmas claims she and the victim made a pact last August, but the mother backed out.
She already had 3 abortions, and she didn't want the baby. I told her I had lost a baby and asked if she would give me her baby, and she said yes.
But investigators believe it was all part of Sesmas' elaborate scheme. They say she faked a pregnancy for months before driving to Wichita to kidnap the 6-day-old infant. Court documents suggest this family may not have been her only target.
She says, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not kidding, I'm not playing either.
Another Wichita mother claims in July, Sesmas tried to take her children hostage for ransom money. Adriana Portillo says the woman ordered her to wrap her daughter's hands with duct tape.
I'm going to call your husband and ask him for $10,000 grant, and he's got to pay for that. She said, nothing bad is going to happen to you.
Portillo says she was pregnant at the time. She managed to fight Sesmas off while one of her kids called police. Sesmas was arrested on 2 counts of aggravated battery and kidnapping. Police could not finalize the charges in time to keep her in jail. Now behind bars again, this time on suspicion of murder.
I'm responsible because I shot her, but it wasn't intentional.
Now, Sesmas remains in jail facing first-degree murder and kidnapping charges. Wichita police hope to extradite her back to Kansas.
The woman accused of killing a Wichita mother and stealing her child will go to trial. A judge heard testimony today against Yesenia Sesmas.
Many tears were shed in court today for those that loved Laura Abarca-Nogueda. Now, she's the mother who was killed and her newborn baby Sofia was kidnapped last year. The woman accused of those crimes is bound over for trial.
And that's the person you saw in apartment number 1?
Yes. 2 people described Yesenia Sesmas as the woman who was in Laura Abarca-Nogueda's apartment on Wednesday, November 16th and Thursday, November 17th. Abarca-Nogueda was found shot to death inside her apartment. A neighbor described seeing a woman inside Abarca-Nogueda's apartment on Thursday afternoon.
I can't really describe it. All I saw was the face.
How would you describe the face?
That's part of my language, but pissed off and angry.
There were no signs of an overt disturbance. There were no signs of disturbance in the apartment that would indicate that there was a fight or a struggle at all.
The break in the case happened when police were able to track Sesmas as a potential suspect through the conversations the women had on a cell phone app on Abarca-Nogueda's phone. Baby Sofia would eventually be found in Sesmas' home in Dallas. Sesmas told detectives at first that she hired a man to threaten Abarca-Nogueda and take the baby. But after a detective confronted her about a weapon found in her Dallas home, matching the weapon used in the murder, Sesmas' story changed again.
She said that she had the firearm pointed at Laura and was standing in front of her, and that the gun went off. She fired a round. It went into Laura's forehead, and that Laura was bleeding from the head. She had volunteered some information about wanting to know if I, as the detective, wanted to know if she had killed her, and then it was explained to her that I wouldn't ask her any more questions. I did not see any sort of ligature or any sort of things that could be used to tie up the victim, or any indication that those items could have been used for that purpose.
Did the defendant indicate to you why she thought there might not have been a struggle?
Yes.
Can you describe that?
Because she said that if somebody were pointing a gun at her, she wouldn't fight somebody with a gun.
And how did you further inquire?
I challenged that you wouldn't fight just even for your baby.
Now, based upon this continued conversation, at any point did the defendant change her version of events?
Yes.
Can you describe that?
She eventually told me that she went to Wichita to get the baby. She had taken the firearm with her. She said that she had met with Laura on the Wednesday and that she had confronted her with that she was here to get the baby, and Laura had denied that. She said that she went through the events of Wednesday night into Thursday, and that when she went back on Thursday, she met with Laura and then indicated again that she was there to take the baby.
Now, when she's talking with Laura, does she describe to you whether she brandished the firearm?
She did.
Did she describe to you how Laura reacted?
Yes.
Can you tell the court?
She said that Laura was saying things to her like, "You're crazy, that you're not getting the baby," and then at one point Laura was sitting on the couch and Yesenia was kind of switching hands between the firearm and wanted to prove that the firearm wasn't fake, that it was real, because Laura had indicated that it was a fake firearm.
Now, at any point, did you ask her whether she did anything for her?
Yes.
Can you tell me what the defendant told you?
She said that she had the firearm pointed at Laura and was standing in front of her, and that the gun went off. She fired a round. It went into Laura's forehead, and that Laura was bleeding from the head.
So she doesn't indicate that she struggles at any point with Laura?
That's correct.
Now, after this shooting, does the defendant describe to you what she did immediately?
Yes, she said that she was talking to Laura, telling her that she didn't want to do that and that she was sorry. At one point she said she went over to the door to leave, and when she opened the door she saw a neighbor, that she went back into the apartment and went to the bathroom to see if she had blood on her, because at one point she had touched Laura. And then she also said she remembered about the baby, and so that she gathered up the baby and put the baby in a diaper bag and grabbed a laundry basket and put the gun in the clothes in the laundry basket, and that she carried the baby in the diaper bag out to her truck.
Did she describe whether she put the baby into the car seat initially?
She described that. She said she initially just put the baby into the truck, still in the diaper bag, and that she started to drive, and once she got to about the area of Kellogg and West Street, she pulled to the side of the road and then put the baby in the car seat that she had brought.
I spoke with Abarca's brother, and he's happy to hear that Yesenia Sesmas will have her day in court, though he adds that nothing can bring his sister back. He's living for her child, baby Sofia. For the very first time, we got to meet her. Gee, Sofia. Just give her a song and she'll dance. A toy and she will play with it. Oops. Sofia is 100% herself.
And she knows who her mom is.
And she knows how to crash an interview.
Hi. Uh-oh.
What Sofia doesn't know right now is how much her uncle and the rest of her family have gone through.
We really want this to end. We really do.
More than a year since his sister was killed, Jose has been patiently waiting for justice. And knowing the woman accused of killing her, Yesenia Sesmas, has been found fit for trial, he feels they're one step closer.
I'm mentally prepared, to go to the trial and hope for the best and hope she get a sentences I think the right sentence.
But Sofia is pretty good at keeping his mind off of it.
What are you doing, Sofia?
You know, dancing around and melting his heart.
She sees a picture of my sister and she points out like, Mom.
But when the trial comes in March, his focus will be back on his sister and what his family wants more than anything.
I think our family and Sofia and my sister, they all deserve justice, and we want to see that happening, and we really want this to end so we can move forward with our lives.